Hi there and welcome to Apple World. Jamie has been a continuous visitor at these gatherings for a really long time, and he's seen everything except here's where things get truly fascinating. There's a developing buzz that Jamie Foxx recorded something at one of Diddy's parties, something that wasn't intended to precisely be caught. What did he see? Was it simply one more wild night with VIPs setting free, or did he coincidentally find something far more obscure as per one source? Jimmy even attempted to stand up to Diddy about what he saw on the camera close by, and things rapidly raised. Some say this showdown may have prompted the unexpected well-being alarm that landed Jamie in the clinic recently. April 11th last year, awful migraine as my kid for Avui was away for 20 days. Truth be told, reports are twirling that Jay's new hospitalization wasn't simply some irregular clinical issue, as indicated by Stifle, no joke. A previous music chief who has been around Hollywood's inward circles for years, Jamie alluded to something much more profound during a taping of his forthcoming Netflix. Unique Jamie supposedly dropped a sensation saying that Daddy was answerable for what befell him, and that he was the person who called the FBI on Diddy. Now, assuming you imagine that sounds like a piece of a satire routine, think again. Gag. No joke, swears Jamie wasn't kidding. Truth be told, he says, however, Foxx appeared totally serious, as though he was at last prepared to uncover reality with regards to what's truly happening in the background, since I'd need to know like this person is looking good. Jamie Foxx is a cracking competitor quarterback. The person's continuously in shape for that to get him at that age. So what might Jamie actually realize that would make Diddy and others so frantic to keep him calm? The response may very well lie in the idea of these parties. Diddy's social events have long been the subject of murders in the industry. They weren't simply sumptuous. They were scandalous for pushing the limits of what anybody could envision. According to different records, these occasions were cautiously organized by Diddy to make a climate where anything could occur, and it did. Big names, businesses, magnate, and even competitors were all there enjoying the most out-of-control encounters cash could purchase. However, what makes this story considerably more charming is that Diddy supposedly watched all of it by setting up cameras and catching the most private minutes. He really made a vault of material that could be utilized to control anybody who crossed him. The next specialist offered something happening up there. Let's assume it on. I will say we should not fail to remember. This isn't the first time Diddy's name has been attached to dull reports. Recall Kim Watchman, Diddy's previous accomplice, and the mother of his youngsters. Her abrupt passing in 2018 stunned everybody. Except it wasn't long before murmurs began coursing that her downfall wasn't generally so obvious, as the official reports caused it to appear to be some individuals inside Hollywood started to question whether Kim knew in excess of she had been close by for quite a long time, had seen all that, and was profoundly inserted in his life. Might it at some point be that Kim had information on the very privileged insights that Jamie Foxx is presently purported to lie sitting on? Could her awful end have been associated with the risky world she was a piece of? If the public authority will order that they are answerable for your prosperity, they need to guarantee the well-being of your well-being. The spots begin to associate, don't they? Kim Dorman passing Jamie Foxx's hospitalization and Diddy's gatherings. It's all beginning to paint an exceptionally dim picture, and what's considerably more upsetting is the possibility that the absolute greatest names in Hollywood may be involved. Jay-Z and Beyonce have assembled their whole realm on being the picture awesome power couple. However, that's what tales recommend. They also went to Diddy's get-togethers. Furthermore, they might actually be up to speed in this wreck. Are they attempting to secure their picture by remaining silent? Some insiders trust that Jay-Z and Beyonce are giving their best for keep their names out of this embarrassment, regardless of whether it implies paying huge amounts of cash to guarantee the privileged insights stay covered. I think in government court, and for these charges they would agree that it's everyday practice except in the public domain. This is very huge. Just from who we partner, did he bean in all that we've seen him do throughout the long term? Like you said, this is a remarkable destruction to go from. We saw the manors back in spring that were attacked by the Fed. So to go from living in those houses to being in a prison, yet Jamie Foxx acts. He's different in spite of the dangers and the strain to allegedly remain silent. He's implied that he may be prepared to uncover reality, and that has everybody nervous. Simply envision the aftermath. Assuming Jamie goes public with what he realizes, it could bring down vocations, ruin notorieties, and uncover a whole underground universe of debasement and control. And it's not simply gym security that is in danger. There are murders that different big names are being constrained into quiet excessively. Obviously, there is a lawbreaker examination in progress, and that they accept that there would be proof of violations in either of these homes. We should make a stride back and ponder what's in question. Here, we're not simply discussing a couple of humiliating party stories. This is about power, it's about control, and it's tied in with safeguarding. Domains that have required a very long time to fabricate individuals like Diddy, Jay-Z, and BCE didn't get to where they are by playing by the rules. They've fabricated their heritages by being heartless when vital, and that implies taking the necessary steps to keep their mysteries concealed. There are some issues that the protection has raised initially, yet it appears as just from perusing this 14-page arraignment that there is enough physical proof to maybe get a conviction. In this case, we will see what makes this significantly more extraordinary, the developing theory that Jamie Foxx was gone after since he wouldn't stay silent. Agreeing to certain sources, Diddy and his security stood up to Jamie after the entertainer rejected to withdraw. There are even cases that Jamie was given something that caused him to become sick, prompting his hospitalization, while no part of this has been affirmed the way that so many industry insiders are humming about it. Makes you can't help thinking about the amount of this is valid, and how much is just essential for the purposeful misdirection Hollywood loves to utilize to cover its track at. The core of this show is the topic of devotion. Jamie Foxx has been near Diddy for quite a long time. They've separated together, cooperated also. Moved in similar circles, so why would Diddy turn on Jamie? Might it at some point be that Jamie coincidentally found something as well large to overlook? Something that made him a danger to Diddy, as well as to an entirety organization of influential individuals who have all that to lose, assuming reality comes out, and we should not fail to remember that this isn't simply a tale about Jimmy and Diddy. The greater picture here includes many different big names who have been connected to Diddy's reality. The number of them are attempting to limit any association with this outrage, and all the more significantly, how far will they go to keep their names out of it? Recall that one story he told. He says, look, did he is to put these gatherings along with $1 million, and he says, I will put $1 million party. I'm Diddy hitting up do it. Party with $45. As this story unfurls, one thing turns out to be clear. This isn't just about Jamie Foxx's well-being alarm or Diddy's rich gatherings. This is about control and the risky world that exists behind the spectacular exterior of Hollywood superstars like Jay-Z and B have fabricated their brands on being distant. However, presently their notorieties are in danger. If Jamie Foxx chooses to stand up, it could release a tidal wave of disclosures that will leave nobody sound. The tales encompassing Jamie Foxx's association with Diddy's gatherings aren't simply wild tattle. They're part of a lot bigger story that includes some of the most influential individuals on the planet also. The most alarming part, we could be starting to expose what's, as a matter of fact, happening as indicated by lawyer Tony Busby, who is addressing various casualties in this continuous embarrassment. There are as yet a lot more insider facts holding up to be uncovered. He's clarified that his examination is not even closed to finished, and he's currently began to allude to the association of other prominent people who are doing everything they can to keep their names out of the titles. Diddy, once upon a time, when Diddy hit all of the tunes out, he was so popular. So where does that leave Jamie Foxx? He's been a part of Hollywood's first-class years, yet presently he's possibly sitting on a stunner that could annihilate the very world he's been a piece of. And if the tales are valid, James' well-being alarm may have been an immediate consequence of his refusal to remain quiet. Obviously, whatever he knows sufficiently, it's to make some very influential individuals exceptionally anxious. Yet this outrage isn't simply restricted to what occurred at Diddy's gatherings. It's greater than that. It's about the whole framework of force and control that exists in Hollywood, and how far the rich and popular will go to safeguard their domains. Jamie Foxx's hospitalization may very well be a hint of something larger. Yet he had a stroke, and he had a stroke that came from a blood coagulation in his heart. So we've currently started to expose Jamie Foxx's hazardous contribution in Shade Diddy's out-of-control universe of mysterious gatherings. What's more, we should be straightforward. It's been a wild ride up until this point, yet trust us, this story goes significantly more profound. What's going on behind the shut entryways of Hollywood's first class is something beyond a couple of bits of hearsay about extreme gatherings. We're discussing a whole trap of mystery control. What's more, control that broadens far past Jamie Diddy. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.